Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Heather and I'm here with part 2 of reading Harry Potter for the first time. If you did not see part 1, that will be linked somewhere in this video, up above or down below. I read the first half of the series not too long ago, like a few weeks ago. Gave myself a break to go read some other stuff for a minute, and I am now ready and back to finish the series. If you did not watch part 1 for any reason, like, fine, but this is going to be full spoilers. I'm not like plot recapping, but I will be giving you all of my thoughts with spoilers. So I am currently on book 5, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I actually started this one earlier today and I am currently on page 104. So I have started it. These books get so long. I know what happens in them. I've seen the movies, but I don't know how they got this long and are still such popular like middle schooler books. Like, how many middle schooler books are really reading like an 800-page book? And I mean, like, I was, so I don't really have room to talk, but like, how many people genuinely were? I don't know. But so far what has happened in this book, every book starts, does it ever switch to where he doesn't start at the Dursleys' house for like summer break? I'm trying to think about the movies. Like, does he ever not go back for the summer? I don't remember, but it starts there. They have the whole thing where the Dementors show up to his house and he has to save Dudley. And then he gets picked up by the whole like crew of people and taken to Sirius Black's house. And they like tell him about the Order of the Phoenix, get him updated. That's where we're at. They're currently cleaning the house. Definitely noticing some minor differences. It has been a while since I've seen this movie, so I don't know that I'm gonna pick up on a ton of differences between that. Overall, just kind of like little detail things about like how they chose to do the set. Honestly, that's what I've noticed the most, is just set design seems a little bit different maybe, and some like minor stuff at the beginning with the Dursleys, but I feel like that always gets trimmed down in the movies. Like every single book, his interactions with the Dursleys have gotten slimmed down to just like the bare bones of what you need plot wise, not really trying to develop like that whole interaction quite so much. But yeah, I don't remember exactly what all goes down in this book. I'm just gonna dive into it and we'll see. I'll update you as I go. I'll probably update you when I'm like halfway through the book because there's so many pages in this book. But we are going to finish the series in this video. I'm very excited to finally be able to say that I've read all of Harry Potter, and I'm feeling ready. I definitely needed a break. Reading this entire series back to back was not a good idea. I think I'm feeling much more excited about it having taken a break after the first 4. So we're gonna finish the series. I'm gonna go get reading and I will update you when I have some thoughts. Currently, actually I need to update this. I started switching back and forth between this and the audiobook a little bit, so I'm actually slightly further than this. Let me see if I can find my spot. Somewhere in chapter 22. I think I'm roughly on page like 470. So I've made a good, decent amount of progress in this book. Overall, loving the amount of the side characters that we're getting. Loving the amount of Dobby we're getting in this book. There's not like a ton, but just the little bits that we get here and there are actually so funny. We were robbed of Dobby content in the movies. Really not having a lot of compare and contrast between the movies for this one because I apparently don't remember the movie that well. That being said, I think my biggest thoughts so far in book versus movie, and just on the book in general, is Umbridge, I already knew was going to drive me crazy. Like, I knew going into this book from the movie, I just cannot stand her, which I know is the whole point. She's so annoying. And it is even worse in the book because it's drawn out for so long. Like, you only have to put up with her for what, like 2 hours in the movie? It is like hundreds of pages. The movie does a very good job of like montaging several things in this book. First of all, Umbridge and all of her different like educational decrees or whatever they're called, definitely that goes a lot speedier in the movie. Also, they're like Dumbledore's army goes a lot quicker. Like you get like you have the whole montage of them doing training and then the whole like them getting caught. I don't even, like, nothing's even been mentioned about the adults being on to them yet. Like, it's been going on for quite a long time that they've just been successfully keeping this a complete secret, supposedly. So it's interesting to see how much more things have gotten dragged out. Definitely feeling a little bit more frustrated. I feel like I am feeling Harry's frustration with Dumbledore a lot more in the book than I was in the movie. Definitely like a thing in the movie, but it feels so much more present. We're almost 500 pages in, and this is the first time he's interacting with Dumbledore in the book. From what I remember in the movies, I feel like there is a reason why Dumbledore is kind of ignoring him. I don't remember what it is, but I feel like I remember there being a reason. So I'm trying to not get too annoyed by that, but definitely is a little bit annoying. I don't recall them getting banned from Quidditch and that being a whole thing, but I'm sure that was in the movie. I just forgot it apparently. That's kind of where I'm at. We're at the point where it is just really frustrating because the characters are having a million bad things happen to them and no ability to do anything about it. The other thing that is montaged very well, I feel like you get to it a lot quicker, is Harry's dreams and the whole like him and Voldemort thing. That has like we're having the first time now, almost halfway through the book, where they're actually like taking it serious as him seeing something and he's like realizing that this is more than just a dream. What's happening right now is he just woke up from his dream of the Weasley's dad getting attacked, and he's like in Dumbledore's office waiting for them to do something about it. So overall having a good time. Narrator, fine. Not my like favorite thing. I could see why they're redoing them with a full cast. There's so wide of a variety of voices that the narrator definitely does better on others, and some of the voices are very similar. Like Harry and Ron sound so similar in the narrator. So unfortunate that I am reading this before that like full cast one came out, but I was doing a lot of driving this weekend, so I wanted to be able to listen to the audiobook for at least a little bit of it. So I'll probably continue to do the audiobook occasionally when I have other stuff that I want to do, just for the sake of getting through these books quicker, because I would love to have that video out like this weekend, and it's currently Monday, so I've got a lot of pages to read if I'm gonna make that happen. So yeah, going well. This is definitely one of the most frustrating books so far, just because the characters are so incapable of doing anything about the situation. But I just need to power through this one, and I think I will like the next couple better. So overall, it's going fine. I will chat with you guys probably when I finished book 5. Alrighty, I have finally finished Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This book feels a little long, but I don't know what I would say should be cut. Very interesting thing in this book, Cho is not the one who lets Umbridge know about Dumbledore's army in the book. It's Cho's friend that she invited to the thing, which was such an interesting change. I want to know why. Like, did we just not want to have to bother making another character, and so we didn't want to include the friend, and that's why we change it into Cho? Like, why does the movie switch it to Cho? It doesn't make sense to me. But again, I really haven't seen the movie in a while, so wasn't doing the most spotting of differences. I think McGonagall really gets her moment to shine in this book, and I very much enjoyed that. We did get around to the point where it talks about why Dumbledore is ignoring Harry the whole time. yeah, it's kind of odd logic, but it does explain that. We finally get explanations about why he has to go back to the Dursleys every summer. Obviously there's a scene where Sirius dies. So kind of a lot goes on in this book. I don't know that I have a ton of thoughts. It was like good. I definitely have enjoyed parts of this book more than some of the previous ones. I'm liking that we're getting into some more like really go plot-wise type stuff. That is definitely picking up. I know I've got some heavier scenes coming up in the next few books, or next 2 books, so I am excited for the little bit more older, darker bits of Harry Potter. I am enjoying that element to the later half of the series. But yeah, overall, like, they're good books, but they're not, nothing's making my favorites list yet. I'm not like having such a fun time that I'm just like burning through these books like I can with some other series. I think if I was more invested, I could have gotten through this so much faster than I did. We are now on to Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I did start this last night. I'm not very far in. I'm 18 pages in, so really we've just had the scene where the Prime Minister gets a visit from Fudge and then the new Minister of Magic. So we do find out that Fudge has stepped down, been forced out, however you want to word that. And that's as far as I've gotten. So not a lot into this one. I am glad this one is about 200 pages shorter. It feels so much lighter. I will say that is part of what makes me just like have a hard time reading these books. They're just so chunky. I'm gonna go keep reading this book. I will update you when I have some thoughts. I wanted to give you guys one quick update on this book before I finish it. I am currently on page 447, so I'm less than 200 pages. I'm almost 150 pages away from the end of the book, so we'll be finishing this probably very soon. I don't remember where I was when I last updated you. I feel like I had not gone that far through the book. This book talks a lot about love potions, which I think is really funny. I think we're gonna figure out at some point that Ron has been under multiple love potions in this book. TBD, not really sure. He like accidentally takes one that was meant for Harry, and we know about that one, but I think that he's been under another one, and we'll see if they ever make that connection. But there's been a few parts of this book that I've really enjoyed. There's a scene where Luna does the commentary on one of the Quidditch matches, and I found that part hilarious. There's some funny things with like Dobby and Creature. Generally, there's been some good funny moments in this book. Harry's getting a little annoying to me. He's like so dead set on figuring out what Malfoy's up to, and like Malfoy definitely seems like he's up to something, but Harry just like is tunnel vision on this thing, like almost missing Quidditch matches where he's the captain, to like go and follow Malfoy. But maybe that'll get better because he just recruited Dobby and Creature to go and to follow Malfoy around, which I'm sure is not gonna end well, but that's where we're at. Him and Dumbledore's lessons have been progressing quite quickly actually, so I've been glad that they didn't drag that out into like a super slow thing, but they're kind of at the end of their lessons until he can go and get final memory from Professor Slughorn, and then I think we're going to finally get like an explanation about Horcruxes and stuff like that. I will say the relationships make so much more sense in the book than they do in the movie. Like in the movie you really get blindsided with these relationships, but I feel like specifically Ron and Hermione's relationship develops in what feels so much more of a natural way in this book. I feel like in the movies it almost feels like Harry truly is like a potential love interest for Hermione, and in the books it just doesn't feel like that at all. Like she spends so much time in the books giving Harry girl advice that it's just like clearly she does not like him at all. And her and Ron are clearly crushing on each other. So I'm excited for them to just like get together and we stop doing this whole little back and forth thing. I honestly thought it would happen sooner in this book, but it still hasn't happened. I also think Harry and Ginny makes way more sense in the book. They have like a little bit more of like a back and forth. You see them interact a lot more in the book than you do in the movie. So overall it's going good. I feel like I'm finally getting like invested and connected with some of the characters. I'm having a great time. I feel like Neville's been missing from this book a lot, so wishing we had more of him. But other than that, doing pretty good. I'm enjoying myself. I'm gonna go finish this and then I will come and update you. I don't think I've talked since I finished this book. I'm sorry if you can hear noise. We've got neighbor kids out playing. Please just ignore it. I finished Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This one was good. I've kind of already forgotten exactly where this one ended. Not gonna lie. Okay, yeah, so Dumbledore dies. We get through that whole thing. And then they go back to the Burrow, potentially. We kind of end with the funeral. Overall, like, I had a good time. I feel about the same about this book as all of the other ones I read. I don't know, things definitely picked up for me in this book, but I feel like I kind of gave you all of my thoughts already. Things sped up at the end for me even more, like obviously with Dumbledore dying and all of that, like there's kind of a lot going on. We've definitely reached the point where I don't really remember much from the movies at all. I'm not convinced I've even seen the last two movies, like honestly. But we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I don't know, good, had a good time. It's been a minute since I finished this one because I'm already like halfway through this book and I've been flying through this one. And I keep meaning to check in and then I keep just not. I'm already 426 pages into the book. So I've read quite a bit. Again, as I've been reading this, I'm not convinced that I've seen these movies. My husband says he's pretty sure I have, but I don't remember majority of what I've been reading in this book. So it's actually been kind of really fun to not know what's coming next. I know some of the stuff. Like there's some stuff that just pop culture, like I know Harry dies and then comes back to life or whatever. I know we have some big scene coming up with Snape at some point that is like his redemption moment thing. I'm guessing he dies. I think he dies, right? I don't know. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. The part that I'm at right now, they're still like, they just destroyed the Locket Horcrux. They're trying to find any others that will work. They just learned about the Deathly Hallows. And they're kind of trying to follow up that lead. Ron ditched them, he's back. What else has happened? Voldemort's pretty much taken over. We're basically just following Harry, Hermione, and Ron in this book, which is a little bit of an interesting move. Like, we've built up such a cast of characters and we don't really see them hardly at all in this book, which like is fine, but definitely a little sad to lose some of the characters that we spent so much time building up their character arcs and then they just kind of fully disappear. I'm sure this last part of this book is going to go really quickly because there's a lot going on. We're at like the climax of this whole series, so I'm gonna go and keep reading. I will check in with you when I'm done with this and we will finish up this video. I have finished Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I really enjoyed this one. I really did not remember hardly anything from the movies. There was like one scene where I was like, oh, that's vaguely familiar, but I had convinced myself in my brain that it was from one of the Fantastic Beasts books, and or movies, not books. And so I was a little surprised when that popped up, but it was the scene in like the Hogshead where he like sends his sister in the painting to go get Neville. I remembered that happening, like there being a painting in a like bar in type of a place, but maybe there is a scene like that in Fantastic Beasts. I don't remember. It has been far too long since I've watched the movies. So overall, I think this one, my main takeaway was that these books are way more fun if you don't know what's coming, which makes sense. But I feel like some books you can like I don't know, even if you like reread them or like know what's coming, they're still as engaging. I don't know that Harry Potter holds up if you already know what the plot is. So there definitely, like, there were a few things that just like really didn't hit the heart. Like, it really wasn't that, like, it was very anticlimactic that Snape died, and like his whole reveal of stuff. I was kind of like, eh. But I don't know, the scene of Harry Potter like walking to his death, that one really got me actually, which I wasn't expecting. Like, I wasn't feeling overly invested in the series overall, so it surprised me a little bit how much that scene kind of got to me, but maybe I'm just in a mood, I don't know. But yeah, overall definitely had the best time with this book. I think series as a whole, if I were to talk about it, I think overall it's like a 4-star series for me. It's not like the most amazing thing I've ever read, but I had a good time with it. It's fun. The later books definitely seem a little intense for like kids. I feel like it's a very good, like, read one a year as you grow up and you can grow up with the characters, and I can see how that like would have developed so much nostalgia for people and why people are so attached to the series if you were reading it as it came out and like literally growing up with the characters. I could see, like, I can see why people love it so much. I think coming into it as an adult, having had a lot of it spoiled for me, it wasn't quite as engaging. But I did really enjoy the last book. So that is my thoughts on Harry Potter as a whole series. I had a good time. I'm glad I finally can say that I've read it. I feel like it is kind of a rite of passage to have read these. I know that they've been getting a lot of hate on the internet lately, because of the author, which, I don't know, not a discussion I'm wanting to get into in this video. I find it funny, the part 1 to this series is actually the most dislikes I've ever gotten on a video. I mean, it's 2, but in comparison to what I normally get, which is literally 0 interaction on most of my videos, that one got a bit of negative reactions to it, and I don't know if it's just because of that people have some like negative feelings towards the author and they don't want people to like read or enjoy or talk about these books. I feel like it's very much like the discourse online is people kind of hating on people who still enjoy Harry Potter, and I don't know. I don't feel like I have my thoughts fully fleshed out on that to talk about them here, but I don't know, it's an interesting discussion. Yeah, I don't know. Harry Potter is just such a pop culture movement. Like, it really, I feel like, was such a formative book series for so many people, and that's kind of been the goal behind all of these videos that I've been making in this series of like reading popular book series for the first time, is to read these books that so many people just like read and enjoyed and had an impact on their childhood and stuff like that, that I just missed. And so it's kind of fun to finally be in the know. Let me know if you have any ideas of what I should read next. I have a few ideas kind of up my sleeve of which ones I would like to get to, and now that I'm saying that, I'm blanking on all of them. I do think that I might do Percy Jackson at some point. I somehow never read those. I am reading Fablehaven for the first time right now, but not for one of these videos because I read the first one in My Husband Choosing My Books. So that one's not gonna be an installment of this series, I don't think. I think I'm just going to continue to read those one at a time as I need them. I don't know that that's a series that I want to read just like back to back. And maybe Percy Jackson isn't either, but I think that that would be a fun one for this video. I had some other ideas. Oh, one that I might try, more like a recent one, is The Cruel Prince. I'm intrigued. I want to know. Really, this is just me like feeling FOMO and using it as an excuse to go and read these series, but I definitely have put more of an emphasis on like catching up on older series that I missed that were popular when I was like a kid, or even before that, but I'm not opposed to branching out into some more recent, like, internet famous ones. There's been a few that I'm like, I'm intrigued to try that series. I'm very intrigued, and I actually have it on my holds from Libby right now, the Atlas 6 series. That one could be interesting. I just don't know, like, I'm gonna get them through Libby, and so I don't know if that one's gonna work. Like, I needed to get all 3 books at once. So I don't know. Anyways, I don't need to spend a million years planning videos with you guys, but if you have suggestions of book series that you would like to see me read for the first time, leave them down below and I will take that into consideration as I figure out what I want to read next. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye.